So many people who I know have a story about Arnold Palmer, whether it's having met Mr. Palmer, something he may have done for them, an autograph sent to them. As the Arnold Palmer Invitational gets underway this week in Orlando, here's my story. In the fall of 2014, the PGA of America, at its annual meeting in Indianapolis, flew Mr. Palmer and his family out for the very first Deacon Palmer Award. That was an award that the PGA of America established, named in Arnold's father, Deacon, who was a superintendent, a PGA professional at the course in Latrobe where Arnold grew up, and Deacon Palmer had been born with a club foot. So the award then and continues to be in recognition of a PGA golf professional who overcomes a physical limitation at birth to go on to do great things. It's a fabulous award. Mr. Palmer and his family were flown there, and my dear friend Mallory Crossland, with whom I worked at the PGA and still handles all their video work, won't find anybody more passionate about the PGA and golf than Mallory Crossland. She had arranged to get Mr. Palmer and his family there. And I knew Mr. Palmer a little bit. My father, Max Elbin, who had been the president of the PGA in the late 60s and worked with Arnold very closely at that time, and also was at Burning Tree Club for 50 years, really grew up in Cumberland, Maryland, only a couple of hours from where Arnold grew up. So they were friends. They knew one another. But again, I hadn't seen Mr. Palmer in years. So a couple of hours before Jimmy Roberts was on stage with Mr. Palmer for a fireside chat, it was really one of the last times that Arnold was really good before he passed away. Mallory and I went into the green room there at the hotel in Indianapolis. And indeed, Mr. Palmer had a Kettle One in hand. Mallory greeted him and said, "Oh, Mr. Palmer, thank you so much for being here. He couldn't have been nicer in return. Mallory, thank you for everything you've done to set this up for everyone, for my family to be here. Really appreciate it." I simply then went up to Mr. Palmer and said, "Mr. Palmer, hi, it's Kelly Elbin." And without hesitation, Mr. Palmer looked at me and, holding his hand about down to his knee level, he said, "Kelly, I haven't seen you since you were knee-high to your dad." That is Arnold Palmer.